I'm still sitting outside, and I want to talk about multiple realities and shifting through them. This is for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates and leave the rest for anyone interested. But if you dare to think about things a little bit differently, a little bit outside the box, this is a version of what I believe happens. For those of you who resonate with this, your soul will know the truth in what I'm saying. Multiple realities I've talked about a little bit in terms of how to get to and create the kinds of realities that we want to get to. 5D, paradise on earth, blah blah, all those types of things. But there's something that happens while you're doing this that is something that not a lot of people know. And it's basically the fact that if there are multiple versions of yourself, which there are, billions sometimes, versions of yourself living out your life in, billions of different realities. The thing is that you switch between them. You might be in one reality one morning, make some big decisions that day, make some decisions that would then make the universe go, wow, all right, they're listening, they're following their intuition, they're following their gut. They have listened to the nudges about, say, leaving this job. They've handed in their resignation. They're on the right track, okay? You're leaving a toxic environment that they wanted you to leave, that your soul has been trying to guide you to do. That night when you sleep, this is where it gets crazy and where people might go, oh, it's bullcrap, and move on, right? But that night when you're sleeping, your consciousness shifts from that version of you who took that step to another version of you, ready to implement and walk past what that decision was going to bring you. So that version of you is either more equipped to deal with the repercussions of quitting your job, might be better suited to the new job that's coming, that you're ready for now. Different versions of yourself are playing out different roles in your realities. You still shift with the same memory, which is the thing. So you don't necessarily know when this has happened. But this is why we get things like Mandela effects. It's why we get things that happen that you can't explain. Like, finding two of something that you thought you only had one of. Reality glitches and things like that. When you shift into a more aligned version of yourself that is going towards your highest timeline, the highest versions of your realities, you don't know that you've done it unless you are highly attuned, and you can start to pick up on the signs of when these things are happening. But your consciousness shifts over. Your memories, everything echoes across with you. So when you wake up that next morning and you're technically in a different body, you don't know. Until now, if you believe what I'm saying. It's crazy, it's wacky, but it's cosmic, it's universal. Technically, it's the truth. And if you could find the right resources and the right people to talk to, these kinds of things can be confirmed. Science has already proven multiple realities. They just don't know how they work. They don't know how you get between the two. Your consciousness does, because your consciousness is your multidimensional side of you, your astral side, your spirit side, your higher self. That is your soul. Your soul, your higher self, your light body shifts between different versions of yourself. the echo of the memories come with you. I like to think of it as the front part of your brain, you know. You have like a veil between, obviously, your consciousness, the awake side of you, the side of me that's talking to you right now. But then there is the multidimensional side of you that is part of the ether, part of the cosmos, part of the universe, which makes you part of all of those things as well. It's just that the flesh side of you, the body side of you, is here within the reality that is physical. But there are, gosh knows how many different physical realities. You can go one step further and be like, well, if it's outside of the reality that I'm in right now, is it even physical or is it theoretical? Is it physical or is it just energy? And you're right. It can be just energy until you wake up there one day. It can be theoretical, it can be imaginary until you wake up in it. And like I said, you won't know if you do or not. God places you where you need to be. God is multidimensional. God is the universe. You are technically God. Everything is energy and we're all connected. If you can connect to the higher multidimensional side of you and start trusting your intuition and start talking to the divine in a certain way, you know, you will get signs, confirmations, angel numbers. You will be told when these things are happening. You'll get clues. You'll see 1111 a lot, you know, things like that. But it's a far-fetched thing to think or to believe, yes. But if you really think about it, if multiple realities exist, there can't be a conscious version of you that's living between a billion versions of yourself. They're echoes of the main one that is awake at the time, which is you, me, right? The one speaking this truth. The others are echoes, energy, layers of this reality. When I am ready for whatever step that's necessary to take me closer to my highest reality, my consciousness will wake up in a different body, in a different version of myself. And then this version of myself becomes an echo, becomes energy, reabsorbed even sometimes, you know. You're there but not there, you know. It can get real deep, so much deeper than I can get into in these 10-minute videos that I do. But I'm more than happy for you to ask questions and I answer them the best that I can. But I don't know, this one's complicated. But essentially, your consciousness shifts around into different versions of yourself, and it is how you move between realities. When you are ready, you get shifted to a reality that's closer to your highest timeline. You get shifted into the versions of yourself that are V-lining for your highest timeline, because it's for your highest good. You can hold yourself back and you will stay stuck, rotating around, you know, the lower vibrational versions of yourself. But the more that you do the work, the more that you align yourself and wake up, learn to love yourself, the more you are just going to start skyrocketing through all of your multiple realities until you finally get to the ones where everything, your hopes, dreams and wishes start to come true, start to unfold, because you're brought there by yourself and the divine and God. But it's complicated. It's fun to think about though. Until next time.